See when they ride Okada for 9 months, you need to drive your own bus. Everybody tell me, yo. Police are go see me. Show me this, so don't leave me, don't leave me. I got a lot of responsibilities on me. Oh, my body, me shit, that is why I'm working hard to meet up. Don't you put me to shame, put me in shame, put me in shame. Oh, look, come and bless my way, come and bless my day. Oh, na na na, I need to make my mommy proud. I need to make Kogi State proud. I need to make my people proud. Daddy, come and bless me. I be praying every morning, see, I be singing every night, when you go hear my own cry, when you go let my voice come out, when you go hear my own cry, Daddy, give me this, so the season for 9 months, you need to blow, pass where the hustle hard for 9 months, you need to show. Woman will carry my life for 9 months, she need to eat the labor home. But see when they ride Okada for 9 months, you need to drive your own bus. Everybody tell me, yo. Police are go see me. Be like glass, me I know abundance. I listen to the who first call the past, but me can get a belly. Picking up on me like God is God. My responsibilities they for my head. If I don't care, I go feel survive. Many be on me, I go feel to pay. And it money no day, she they make me away. No. Let's go make a no. Cause the money be the go. One life on a no. Make a no. Cause the money be the go. One life on a See, I got me Mr. Basti so I could like and you so no. See the season for 9 months, you need to hold up. Pass where the hustle hard for 9 months, you need to shop. Woman will carry my life for 9 months, she need to eat the labor home. But see when they ride Okada for 9 months, you need to drive your own bus. Everybody tell me. Baby, don't go cause I need. See the down, look up cause I need you. Cause I need you. Baby, don't go cause I need. Baby, don't go cause I need. See the down, look up cause I need you. Cause I need you. Baby, kuja na mito neka tugumala. Sisi watu wani wasijenusia. Niwewe ndiye wangu nishakuchagua. Moyo wangu baby nishakufungia. Asili yangu nitunzie. Singekania chanta kona. Siri yangu nitunzie. Singekania chanta kona. Baby don't go cause I need. Baby don't go
Hamjamboni, karibuni sana to the Calmie Africana Diary Show right here on the Black Hot Financial Media for the 21st century. Mwendelea vipi on this particular Monday morning? I'm just basically asking how you are faring on this Monday morning. My name is Calmie, and this is the Calmie African Diary Show right here on the Black Hot Financial on a Monday. Positive vibes because they say the moment you get to such a week on a bad note, that is how you basically your entire week is going to be, and that is why we have started on some a positive vibration. I hope everyone is doing okay. Personally, I'm doing so fine and I'm faring well. And I see at a Golden Heart, you say that hello, my daughter Calmie. Oh, hello at a Golden Heart. How are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in at a Golden Heart. I hope that you are doing okay on this Monday morning, and I hope that the weather at your place is not that bad. But I do understand that right now it is extremely chilly in your place, considering it is the morning hours. But in Nairobi, we are experiencing some little bit of showers. Do I get to say yes? Some little bit of showers, and it has not actually been easy maneuvering from point A to point B because 1 minute you're stuck in between the moving traffic, you stuck in between finding the right type of a vehicle to board because some of these drivers during this muddy season they get to be extremely don't care when it comes to driving you around, so you have to be all cautious. But then again, we are grateful that we have made it right here, of course, on time. And remember, you are tuning to the Blackout Financial Media for the 21st century, and we are looking forward to an amazing show. Let me tell you one thing that I have learned, even before I get to proceed with the show, that motherhood is something so important, that motherhood is something so great. And I'd love to take this opportunity and wish every lady, of course, here a happy Mother's Day. I do understand that it did take a place yesterday, but this does not mean that we do not get to appreciate you on a daily basis. Trust me, we get to appreciate you on a daily basis. And this also goes out to the men out there who are, of course, raising their kids. I'm not calling them women, but they get to perform, to play a motherly role to their kids. We also do get to highly appreciate you. I know of men who are left with their kids a month old, and right now they can basically brag as to how they have been able to take care of that kid from months old until the specific type of years that they are here. So really appreciate you because it is not an easy job. People out there who have not gone through the experience might find it like it's just something normal, or to some people they really do not maybe want to be in that bracket. But then again, it's not like I'm mobilizing people to be mothers and so on. But there's just some type of a feeling that you get when you are there. And of course, this is my first Mother's Day, and I really got to appreciate it. I really got to feel some type of way. And this is a moment you get to realize that there's a lot in life. There's a lot that is yet to happen. There's a lot of challenges that mothers do get to go through. But what gets to that is to put people on the right channel is the fact that they always have something that they are clinging onto. So once more, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. And remember, you are appreciated on a daily basis. And this actually brings some type of debate. Some guy was telling me that hey, Mother's Day is so overrated as opposed to Father's Day. Father's Day is there's no one really acknowledging that. Yes, I think to some point, Father's Day is not really given all that highlight. But then again, you also do have mothers who have been raising their kids, playing both the role of a mom and playing both the role of a dad. It is not also easy at the same time. So you want to really appreciate everyone who have found themselves in that situation. And the fact that you have emerged strong, and the fact that you have someone always looking unto you for protection, for basic needs, and so on, it is not easy. Keep grinding, keep the grind going on. Karibuni sana to the Calmie African Diary Show. And guys, remember, this is the Black Hot Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And you can simply get to watch our shows by simply logging on to www www.blackoutfirenetwork.com. And once you are logged in, you can proceed and get to watch these videos. You can get to like, you can also get to share these videos. And also another thing that you can get to do is you can get to listen to the music. Remember how we have been talking about music is something that you basically need to be feeding your soul. And also another thing you can get to do is read the blogs that are lined up there on the Blackout Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And we are about to take a short musical break. Remember, it is on a Monday. It is all about positive vibrations. And of course, when we'll come back, I'll get to update you what has been happening before we even get to venture to the main topic of the day. And in terms of the main topic of the day, I do understand that last month was a very dark month for the Rwandese people. And there's just something so, I get to find it weird because not a lot of people are talking about it. And I realize that it is just some two tribes have been measured on this. But then again, no one is really talking about the Batua people in Rwanda who are also affected by the genocide. That is what our topic will be about. So feel free to give in your views regarding this topic. Feel free, of course, so we can get to be interactive. Remember the Blackout Fire, that is the Blackout Fire radio. It is all about listening. It is all about engaging one another. It is also about transforming one another. Keep it the Calmie African Diary Show as we get to take this short musical break. But when we'll be back, I'll get to show you what is really happening on different parts, of course, of the country. Let's get to enjoy more music. And of course, the title of this jam was I Need You by the one and only Livado Mfalme, coming all the way from the 254. Let's get to jam.
I need you. Baby, don't go, cause I need you. Baby, don't go, cause I need you. So you can't look up, cause I need you. Cause I need you. Usije kanifanya niteseke, usije kanilenga wanicheke, usije kanipangisha vidonda vya roho, usifanye nichekwe, usije kanifanya niteseke, usije kanilenga wanicheke, usije kanipangisha vidonda vya roho, usifanye nichekwe, na siri yangu nitunzie, usije kaniacha nitakonda, siri yangu nitunzie, usije kaniacha nitakonda. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Sije kaondoka, cause I need. Cause I need. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Sije kaondoka, cause I need. Cause I need. Saka kila kona, saka kila siku. Kupata na kukosa yote ni ya jalali. Leo tule punde, kesho tule dagaa. Leo boda boda, kesho Ferrari. Sinitoke nikikosa. Baby, niombe nisikosa. Baby, kukupenda sitakosa. Sinitoke nikikosa. Baby, niombe nisikose. Baby, kukupenda sitakosa. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Sije kaondoka, cause I need. Cause I need. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Baby, don't go, cause I need. Sije kaondoka, cause I need. Cause I need. Na 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 na. Hey. If you fall in love like I do, usinipende mama. If you want designer, buy for you. Tunakupenda sana. Kwetu ni ghetto, hakuna gado. All I can offer, baby, she got love, yeah. Usinipende, usiniache niende, yeah. I say, play a guitar for you. Sing a little song as you dance to the tune. Yeah, ta-di-da-di-da for you. Ta-di-da-di-da for you. Oh baby, play a guitar for you. Sing a little song as you dance to the tune. Yeah, ta-di-da-di-da, ta-da. Ta-di-da-di-da, ta-da. usinipende, usiniache niende, usinipende, usiniache niende. Losing my chance for you, kill a boy and I die for you. I will stand like a pyramid, front line in a battlefield. Yeah, hallelujah, yeah, I will die for you. Yeah, hallelujah, yeah, I will die for you. Kwetu ni getu, hakuna gado. All I can offer, baby, she can love, yeah. Usinipende, usiniache niende, yeah. I see, play a guitar for you. Sing a little song and sit dance to the tune. Yeah, da-di-da-di-da for you. Da-di-da-di-da for you. Oh baby, play a guitar for you. Sing a little song and sit dance to the tune. Yeah, da-di-da-di-da-da-da. Da-di-da-di-da-da-da. Hustle my side, me tricks. Imagine I need so in a man for bricks, yeah. Could this shit go glad in vain? I feel the pain one walking in rain. Do ya come at me? Cause you get the young in me. The reason to love you indeed. The reason to put you in the sea. For your family. Na 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 na, yeah. Asinipende. Na 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 na, yeah.
Welcome back to the Calmie African Diary Show right here on the Black Hot Fan Network Media for the 21st century. You were just jamming to some little bit of Nipende by the one and only Kappa Dre, and this is one a talented guy. Of course, some time back we did get to interview him on the studios. I hope that you're doing okay. And Keith, good morning, Keith.
Well, what a welcome. Can you hear me, Calmie?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, well, what a welcome. Good morning, and good afternoon. Everybody in
Uh,
Nairobi.
Yes, in Nairobi it's already afternoon, but I'm just, for the sake of reminding you that hey, it's Monday, time to wake up on your side. So that's why
I,
I'm like,
I know you. I know you hate Mondays. Did you look at any fascinating movies over the weekend, Calmie? Did you get your Netflix on, Calmie, since it was raining in Nairobi?
yes. I do have a couple of movies I've actually been watching over the weekend.
Were they any good? Were they good or were they terrible? Were they any good?
They're definitely great. I've been watching the likes of When They See Us. This is a Black American movie. They're just some
Oh
educative.
yeah. That was a couple of years ago. That was a really good movie. How that you're talking about? It's called the New York Seven, when those children were accused of raping some white woman, never did it,
Mhm,
and went to jail for years, went to
mhm,
prison for years. How they had to fight in prison. Yeah, that movie's sad. That movie break your heart, but that just shows you how it really is in America.
mhm,
Uh, Usually those stories never get told. And the one boy who was in there, I don't know if you've seen the whole thing, Kevin, the one guy that was left in there, the youngest one was left in there for almost 20 years. And finally, still in here? He said, yeah, what the hell you talking about? He said, man, it was me that raped that woman. It was me that raped that damn woman. And
mhm,
the later today, the lawyer who did it is suing the filmmaker. Now, even us a good film family, this is how white supremacy works. The black woman who did it is a out coon. They did that so they would raise her credibility within black society. She is a out and out coon. So that's how sophisticated white supremacy is. They said, oh, this woman made this movie and showed black people being treated bad. These children, she's an out and right coon. Her name is Ava DuVernay, family. So that's how sophisticated it is. Even though she told the truth in the movie, she sell black people under the will sell black people out, left, right, and center. So because they allow someone to finally tell the truth doesn't mean that they're good people. But that movie just shows you being black in America and children at that. These were children. They made these kids confess to a brutal ass rape. They were just out on a damn weekend in Central Park. You know, He had no good racist ass Donald Trump ass back there talking about they should hang him. And after they proven innocent, that racist ass bastard Donald Trump said, I don't care if they are innocent. They probably did something to keep them in prison. These were children. So I want you to know, white people are not your friends. Yeah, that movie was good, Cam. I mean, the family tried to fight for him, and they was in prison for all those years, and man.
Yeah, so at least at least this time I'm not watching some funny things in quotes on Netflix. I'm all good right now on Netflix.
No, you watch whatever you want to watch, Cam. It's your watch whatever you want to watch. I'm just asking you to see anything good. Some things are good, some things not. But that was a good movie a couple years ago. I did a whole show on that movie 2 years ago. That was I was surprised that she did I was surprised that they allowed her to do it, and then she did a really good job. And she did do a good job. I'll give her credit for that, even though she had agent against black people. But I will give her credit on the movie. The movie was, I don't know, I don't think you could have messed it up, because it just tell the truth. You know, that these kids were prosecuted for a crime that they didn't commit, and they spent the last damn near 20 years in prison. You know, and the government, the state of New York only gave them pennies. You can't give me a couple $1 million of me losing damn near 20 years of my life and think that's fair. Couple $1 million? Man, you crazy as cat shit.
True.
You have to give me more than that. Go ahead, Calmie.
Exactly, Kid. So I want to, before you even get to venture to the main topic of the day, there's this story that is trending from this South African rapper. He goes by the name AKA. Let me just share with you on the screen. So apparently, I think our own artist, okay, let me call him Black, because he looks more like a black, though he's not black. Okay, I do not even know how to. I think it's a breed or something like that. So this guy, Keith, I think he's going down the drain more like the way R. Kelly went down the drain. And there have been allegations. I think over last month, his girlfriend committed a suicide. And this was because the girlfriend said that he used to bring multiple girls in.
Whoa.
Yes, he used to hit her. And now recently a video has been trending on social media. I wouldn't share that video because they might block it. It's really disturbing, of him, breaking the door. I think he's been using drugs and it's just beyond. So I think his career is really going down the drain, considering he's a very renowned rapper.
They put him in jail. People, you don't kill yourself over nobody. You do not kill yourself. They're living. You're dead. You talking about are you punishing them or you? You don't kill yourself. You leave the relationship. You don't kill yourself over nobody. It means you got psychological damages. I'm not killing myself over nobody. You crazy? For what? There's always another woman around the corner or another man around the corner. And then in a bad relationship, your family wasn't there to help you. Or you might have had a troubled family, because South African families are in shambles because of white supremacy. You got a lot of, hate to say it, because of being next to white people, they care on their traditions. You got a lot of rape in South Africa of men raping women, black men raping young girls, so she might have had nobody to turn to. Society is pretty messed up, but you got to find the strength. Get yourself together. You don't kill yourself over some idiot because you leave him. Jesus Christ. He hit you and beat on you and you stay in it.
I think people get too attached, because if it doesn't get to learn the mistakes and get to adjust, then people get too attached to a point of even killing yourself. I don't think I'll ever kill myself because of someone. I mean, when it's extreme most of these guys, it's just showbiz, and they really stay there. It's just showbiz. They really stay there, and to be like the favorite couple for people and so on. But then again, you get to realize that these people are going through a lot.
Is it worse showbiz? You getting your ass whipped every day by this nut, this nut punching you in the mouth and face. You out your fucking mind. Showbiz. That ain't showbiz. You getting punched in your damn face. He breaking your jaw. All kind of, this motherfucker's evil. And why didn't no black men handle his ass? They should have stepped to him. This dude should have
Exactly.
been fucked up. If they found out that was the truth, black man, you're supposed to find out. She had no brothers, and but you hit my sister like that, I'm fucking you up. You better not
Really
put your
good.
hands on my damn sister.
I think
Somebody,
the
you
black
say,
man
hey,
is like,
my sister get any more bruises, I tell you, black man sounds like in my ass. I don't care. I go, listen, any more bruises on my sister, dude, I'm killing your ass. My sister come back and say, you put your hands on her. You fucked up in the game. You're not gonna live. Period.
that's how it's supposed to be.
You ain't gonna
And I
be
think
beating on my sister walking around. Go
looking
ahead.
disturbed,
Go ahead, Cammy.
walking around looking disturbed like she's in her 80s and yet she's still young. And you can see from this video, that I mean from this image that I've just highlighted,
How old was
this
she,
is actually
Cammy?
a couple.
How old was she?
Yes, she was 23,
Oh,
way younger than
oh
me,
my
23 years
God.
old. And because maybe she
Wow.
believed 23 years old, and this guy actually he hit, I mean, I think he smashed her head over the walls, I think. And that was the time that she was running, to cover
Damn.
to hide in a bedroom, and he even broke the bedroom door with his own bare hands. This is an animal. But I think it's really going to go down
Sure
the drain
is.
because I think his career is going down the drain. I think people should get to say no to his music, because this got to happen to a point whereby, you know how this lady killed herself is that they were at a party, and even in that party, even after abusing her
I know.
severally, he was out flirting
It was,
again at the same
I
party.
never heard of his ass. I don't know how good his music is. Now I said for years, they knew. I don't know if he's gonna. He might be worse than R. Kelly. I mean, R. Kelly was brutalizing women. He was just having sex with young girls. He wasn't beating them up, which is wrong still. He's having sex with young girls. But R. Kelly, he was such a high figure, and he was a prominent music maker. His music, he was, he wasn't like this guy. R. Kelly was world known. But I said years ago, when I used to go to Chicago, I would go to this McDonald's. He said, yeah, R. Kelly be coming here and getting young girls. I was like, what? Is that true? So when I said that, people used to yell at me, Cammy. What business are you? I said, I'm in Chicago. He said he's pulling up to the McDonald's, man, talking to kids, children,
They
16-year-old
thought she was
girls.
crazy.
They yelled at me. Oh, man, you don't know. I said, every time I'm in Chicago, that's the story I'm hearing. He's not even hiding it. These people ain't lying on this bastard. Hey, I go to yeah, Kelly pulled up and found some more young girls around here. I'm like, what? What? And Chicago's a big city, much bigger than Nairobi. Chicago's fucking huge. And for me to keep hearing this about this dude, I said, damn, R. Kelly's a pedophile or something.
The young girls were thirsty for money and fame.
Of course, and fame. Oh, that's R. Kelly. Oh, R. Kelly. Oh, I'll be happy to put my underwear down for you, R. Kelly.
Anything for Kelly. Even my mama can do whatever she wants to do, but it's a Kelly all the way up.
So I know of a story. The story just got more vile. That's a wreck. But sometimes when you abuse, he probably was abused as a child. That's South African culture. So we know R. Kelly was abused as a child and never got help. Some woman in his family molested his ass. But you had money. You should have went and got some help. Because people that have been molested, they molest.
Okay, I do want to laugh at that, but I'm just imagining. But with all the money that R. Kelly had, kid, surely, if we really did not want the same thing that happened to him happen to others, he should have gotten help.
No, Cammy, it fractures you, Cammy. If you've been molested, you turn into a molester unless you get help. Because it makes you a predator. It clicks something in your brain. People have been molested. It's such a violation, Cammy. it clicks something in your brain. That's why the term goes, people that molest have been molested. You know that. It's not a natural thing to play on children. So something clicks. It's such a violation of your humanity that it fractures your brain, and so you become a molester. That's how all this gay shit happens. They want to tell you being a faggot is not normal. All these people that are gay have been molested in these churches in America, in Africa, everywhere. They've been molested by some
Especially,
white priest or some black preacher,
especially, yeah, yeah,
and then
especially
it
women.
fractures the brain. Yeah, it fractures the brain. Then they become homosexual. It's a predatory. Homosexual is not normal, so it's predatory. So they need young boys to break them, and then they become molesters themselves, and that perpetuates homosexuality. But nobody wants to say that since white people control the world. Oh, you're being homophobic and all these goddamn lies. They've been molested. But you molest my daughter or son, I'm killing you. I'm killing you. I always said it.
The
How
most
you
painful
molest
way.
my child? If I left my child out with you, I didn't leave my children with nobody I didn't know. But if I did, hey, I always ask them, you came back and touched my child, that's the end of you. I'm getting my shotgun and I'm blowing your fucking head off. That's gonna be my remedy to you. Okay? You touch my child, I'm gonna blow your motherfucking head off. I'm making it serious. You might think I'm being hyperbolic and it's a joke. No, I'm not joking. You touch my daughter, you touch my son, that's the end of you. You better
I think
find
you did.
somebody else's child who don't give a shit about their shit. You molest mine. Oh, I'm breaking up. Go ahead, Cam.
Okay, now you okay. I could hear you, but I really understand that you keep, because
You
this is
molest my
something that.
child.
Mhm.
Your child is very special. Since the innocence of your child, you don't allow no one to harm your child. You don't allow no one to harm your children.
Yeah, that is correct. I agree with
Body.
you, Kit. Because,
That's your child. That's your responsibility. That's your
absolutely, because
responsibility. They didn't ask to come here. I'm listening, Cammy.
okay, yeah. I was just I thought you were breaking up again. I agree with you, because I highly agree with you on that, because it is every parent's responsibility to make sure that their kids are safe. And you do have people out here who believe in leaving their kids to for relatives to take care of them and so on. And most of the time, these kids are even so shy to like talk about what is affecting them, only for them to grow up and now they become totally messed up. Just like Keith had said that. Some of these people, they behave out of what was done to them at a younger age. Let me know your view regarding that. And remember, this is the Calmie African Diary Show, right here on the Black Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And we are moving on to the topic of the day. And this is in regards to the hidden tribe that no one has been really talking about them. Of course, we have talked about it some time back here, but I believe it has not received the highlights that needs to be given in terms of what did get to happen. And just to remind us, last month we did have that is the month of April. Rwanda as a country was in mourning. Rwanda as a country was in mourning, and this is because this was the month whereby the Rwandese people could get to commemorate, of course, the genocide that did take place in the year 1994 in Rwanda. And the last time we were there, it was really disturbing, because we went there at the month of April. And I could tell for a fact that the Rwandese people are really, really disturbed with what did get to take place. And for some people, you could see them walking around the streets. They do have these scars. They have been maimed. So it is not an easy experience at all. For some people, they came back home to nothing. You can imagine, for example, you had maybe a family and so on, relatives and things like that, and coming back home, only finding that is just an empty house. And of course, this house has been reduced to ashes. And even to worsen it, relocating the bodies, of your family members, it is hard because they were buried in a mass grave. Some of them were thrown in pit latrines. Some of them, you could not even imagine how their deaths were. So, as much as we are in a new month, I would also like to tell our Rwandan brothers and sisters, we are deeply sorry for what did get to take place in your country. But right now, we are pleased that Rwanda right now is living in unity. And in terms of the topic of the day, we are talking about the Batwa people in Rwanda. Remember, this is it's more like a pygmy group. Of course, yeah, they are of course a pygmies group, and of course, no offense, and it's just in terms of description. So the Batwa people have been talking about the Batwa people, and on most of the social media platforms, they have been highlighting about the Hutus and the Tutsis. They have been highlighting about how one tribe got to really of course, about how one tribe really got to mess up the other. They have been talking about the losses that the Tutsis and the Hutus of course did get to incur during this time. They have also been talking about during sorry the massacre, we did have the Tutsis who are actually the main target during the massacre, that is back then in the 1990s. But most of these reports do not talk about the Twa people in Rwanda. This is a group that has a small percentage of individuals that their lives have been affected till now. We do not have a large number of the Twa people in Rwanda. And because it is approximated, because these figures might be higher than this, because even in terms of the genocide, they're telling us that close to 500,000 people died. We all know how the mainstream media gets to do that. Mainstream media gets to alter some information. The numbers could be more than that, because from each April, this is the time that they get, to find graveyards for some of the people who were killed. Some of the inmates get to confess where they buried some of the people. So I just want to talk about in terms of what the media is saying. It is saying that approximately 10,000 Twa people were massacred. Approximately 10,000 Twa people were massacred. And this is one community that has a small population. This is one community that no one really gets to talk about. And I don't know what to say, that it is because of discrimination and things like that, but I think a lot has not been done in terms of compensating the Twa people. For example, the last time we were in Rwanda, you could see that there was a lot of centers that have been set aside, to deal with individuals who are actually affected by the genocide and so on. But what I did not get to see is that a majority of people do not really get to talk about the Twa people in their country. And we also do have the Twa people in Congo. Remember, this is one community we have been talking about. They get, to eat the likes of, forest products, forest roots, insects, and so on. That is the main way of survival. But I wouldn't want to focus on that. But my point today is that we do have almost 10,000 Twa people who were massacred. And this actually did get to affect their population. And right now they are, their population has really decreased and no one is talking about them. And the one thing in regards to this is that if we are not keen, some of these tribes will get to realize that they'll become extinct in the next years to come. That we'll be hearing about, it will be just in terms of history. It will be in terms of they existed and that is it. But then again, what is the government doing in terms of ensuring that these people are compensated? No one is really doing anything in terms of the Twa people. I'm just about to share with you a short clip on how the Twa people really look like, so that you can get to see for yourself whom I am talking about. This is a community that I believe it is forgotten. This is a community that I believe the Rwandan government isn't doing a lot in terms of helping them. Instead, a lot of a highlight has been given in terms. Instead, a lot of highlight has been given. That is, it has been given to the. It has been given, of course, to the tutsis, and I don't think a lot of highlight has been given, of course, to the Twa people. Let me just get share this as we get to proceed with the show. Remember, this is the Calmie African Diary Show, and of course, you are tuned into the Blackout Fire Network media for the 21st century. Also, feel free to give in your views regarding this. All right, here we go. Okay, that is a shrill voice.
baze bakirwa bamwe mu mujyi abandi tukirirwa hano mu rugo abanyamujyi umunyamujyi arakirwa n'akagurara ariko nabyo bakirwa harimo ngo wampaye urabona abandi bafata biruke twe ntabwo turimo kandi natwe igihe tuba dufite nk'abadamu baba baturegeje mu myaka ariko ntibagiyemo
muri viyo none se mwabajije ubuyobozi
tubabaza mu bacu bafata abantu ubu harimo nk'abakecuru bane abandi bose bakagenda babavanamo babikaza kandi bamara kubikaza iryo faranga ntabwo wava ngo nige niba batsibye iryo faranga rikomeza risohoka iryo faranga ryasohoka bakakomeza baritanga hamwe no kora muri biri none ubu twarahagaze mu nginganire none izo nginganire nazo bakaza baguhereza bakubarira tuze 12,000 noneho bya bindi bibiri bakabisigarana ngo nibyo ahego hazaza ariko ntabwo tukaba dutegerejeyo amaso nimba ibyo bintu bizaboneka bakabitwatisha kugira ngo igihe tuzazanirwa ntitubizi uwiteka n'ubizi ngo tuje kugura ibirondori burabirondori bafatira abageze ku kagari imodoka ije kuza kureka.
Anyway, I cannot also understand what they're saying, but that is just a sample of the Twa people in Rwanda. Remember, this is the Blackout Fire Network, media for the 21st century, and we are just talking about the forgotten tribe in Rwanda. And one thing, did you know that the Twa people were actually the earliest inhabitants of Rwanda? Because it is believed that they were the first people, of course, to relocate to Rwanda, and of course, after that, we did have now the Hutus arriving. We also did the Hutus, of course, arrived and they took into farming. We also did have, of course, the tutsis. Now the tutsis appeared, and for the tutsis, they were actually considered, to have. That is a strong military power, and of course they established a monarchy, and of course this monarchy, of course, it relied on the Twa to obtain valuables for them. And I'm talking about valuables like ivory. I'm talking about valuables like leopard skins from the forest. Of course, these are three communities that did get to learn to coexist with one another. But then again, why is it that there isn't a lot of highlights on the Twa people in Rwanda? That even during the genocide, a lot of mainstream media, it is only, highlighting on the Tutsis and the Hutus. And just to tell you one thing about this community is that they have let me just call them forgotten, because it is quite clear that they are more like forgotten. It's like nobody's really caring about them. And the last time I was in Rwanda, Rwanda, the city, that is the town in the city, that is a Kigali. To them, they pronounce it as a Chigali, is quite developed. Even from the rural areas, you can see that people get to take their products to the city. So it's just all about survival. And you could tell that a lot of people in Rwanda, they are really living the life. Rwanda is actually one of the African countries that I did not get to see a lot of beggars on the street. That is for sure true. As opposed to Nairobi. In Nairobi, this is just a business. So you actually have to be quite keen, because some people might come in the pretext of begging. Some people have actually, some people have come to realize that those who come in the disguise of begging end up, building posh homes in their, in different places. Then they get to come to the city and pretend that they are begging. So I want to talk about how they are forgotten. And yet, these were the earliest inhabitants in Rwanda. And right now, this is one community that is lacking or having little access to land, education, and healthcare. And I've just talked about the fact that if we are not keen, some of these tribes, because it's more like they are forgotten. It is more like people don't get to really care about their existence. I believe in the next years, I'm talking about maybe 10 years from now, these tribes will become extinct, just because no much attention has been given towards these tribes. And I can imagine the suffering that the Twa people in Rwanda have gone through, that is during the genocide, and to worsen it, that even after the genocide did get to end in Rwanda, they are still recognized. Let me know your view regarding that. And remember, this is the Calmie Africana Diary Show, and we are talking about the Twa people in Rwanda. Remember, they are located in different places. We also do have the Twa people in countries like Congo, to name, of course, Congo and Rwanda is just more like the same, because it's just different borders that had been set there. But then again, I can't imagine what these people are going through. I can imagine their lives on a daily basis. I can't imagine for a fact that they are lacking a lot. But then again, it seems like the Rwandan government isn't really doing a lot in terms of making sure that the Twa people are compensated. Let's get to jump to some little bit of Barua by the one and only Subi, coming all the way from the 254. And remember to give me your views regarding the fact that the Twa people are forgotten. It seems like no one is really caring about the Twa people, and this is one community that is lacking access to proper health. This is one community that is lacking access to proper, of course, education, and also it is lacking health, to different just types of survival skills, different types of basic needs, because no one is really caring about them. No one is really going out there to compensate them for what they did get to go through. This is the Black Fire Network, media for the 21st century. And remember to download our app. It just takes a second by simply logging onto www.blackwoodfirenetwork.com. And once you are logged in, you can proceed and watch these videos. You can get to like these videos. You can also get to share these videos, and also you can get to listen to the music, read the blogs, and you can also get to donate to support the stream at Mr. Kasha. Thank you so much, and let's get to enjoy to some Subi before we get back to the show. We are almost, of course, winding the show, but let's get to jump to more of this as we get to take a look at the solution as to what should be done in terms of making sure that the Twa people are really, compensated. Talk about anything you wanna talk about. Talk about love, talk about life, talk about anything you wanna talk about. Yeah, talk about neighborhood, 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 kutoka kwa roho. Ibarua naandika kutoka kwa roho. Basi njoo uketi tusome na wewe. Ni barua tu, tararua tu, ni barua tu, tararua. Nimechoka na maisha, nimechoka. Somebody call 911. Maisha imenifika, maisha imenifanya kama chizi. Nahisi nitakuwa kama fala, nahisi ni chizi, nahisi nitakuwa kama fala. Haya maisha tu, haya maisha tu, maisha malifika. Nimetoka, ni maisha tu, ni maisha tu. Talk about love, talk about life, talk about anything you wanna talk about. Ni maisha imefika, maisha imenishizisha, maisha imenishizisha. Talk about love, talk about life, talk about anything you wanna talk about. Talk about love, talk about love, talk about anything you wanna talk about. Talk about love, talk about life, talk about anything you wanna talk about. Talk about anything. Welcome back to the Calmie Africana Diary Show right here on the Black Hot Network. And of course, I do trust that your day is turning out okay. It is on Monday. And of course, the time here in Nairobi, it is 15 minutes past 2 p.m. It is 15 minutes past 2 p.m. And of course, the topic for the day it has been about the forgotten tribe in Rwanda, and we were talking about the Twa people. And of course, this is one community that is really going through hell in Rwanda. That on top of being affected during the 1994 genocide, we are, of course, a lot of years after even 1994. We are I think. We are, of course, let me just get how many years we are after the genocide. That is, we are, of course, at 2021, of course, and it did get to happen in the year 1994. It is 27 years after the genocide, and until now, nobody has really gotten to compensate the Twa people. Nobody has really gotten to ensure that they are having access to better health. Nobody has ensured that the Twa people are having access to quality or rather better education. Nobody is giving them a listening ear to really get to know how are they affected, to really get to know how can they be compensated. Because from the short video that I've just shared, they really look like they need a lot of help. So I'm just hoping that of course, Kagame as a government should get to do something for his people. Not just to focus on the tutsis, not just to focus on some of the hutus who are also affected, but then again to make sure that equality is created for the people. And of course, we are almost winding up the show, but we were talking about the Twa people, of course. Who are, of course, located in Rwanda. We do also have them in Congo. We also do have some of them located in Central Africa. So, of course, our people are everywhere. And, of course, remember, this has been the Calmie African Diary Show. We are almost coming to the end of the show because we do have other shows coming a few minutes from now. And, just to give you an update before we get to wind up the show, is that there is really a lot of traffic. I left the house at around 8 p.m., but getting to maneuver around was just hell. And this is due to the fact that schools have reopened. So, of course, students are back to school. At least we wouldn't be having a lot of dramas out here, because you can understand that as much as it is time to bond with the parents, we've had a lot of cases that have been happening due to the fact that the students have been around. But this reminds me of some time back. sorry, when I was in high school, I remember the night before opening day, my mom used to prepare me my favorite meal. Well, ugali and chicken. If not ugali and chicken, some chapati and just some beef stew, to like tell me that, yeah, you're gonna miss this at school, because the school where I was at, we really did not get to enjoy this. It was just the likes of a gideri, that is a mixture of maize and beans, and ugali and kales, and that was it. That was just the meal for us. So I used to almost overeat the night before traveling back to school. And the journey, most of the time, will be like, my stomach is really acting up. But then again, I think it happened like 3 times. But I'm just imagining, the sad faces that you get to leave all the good food at home, and now you get to go to school, where, for example, if you were in boarding, I was in boarding, and waking up was from 3 p.m. Actually, when you are in Form 4, that is, Form 4 is when you are actually finishing your high school, the head mistress made sure that, or rather the principal made sure that all of a sudden she's done with her sleep and she has to come back in our dormitories even at around 2 p.m. and shout as much as she can, reminding us of how we were candidates, reminding us of how we were supposed to be up on time. And these are the times I really used to wish I was back at home, because after campus, I'm like, whether you are actually waking up early in the morning in high school or you are not, campus is something different, because even after campus, out here working, you would, most of the time, you need to get links to get that job. So yes, there it is. I'm not advocating for laziness, but that is just what I did get, of course, to take place. And also another thing is taking a shower during that wee hours of the morning. Let me tell you, not hot shower as you might assume, but it was a cold shower. So let me tell you, the education system has been pretty hectic for a lot of us. And in terms of the updates, we do have, of course, the candidates who did get to start for their examinations. Their results are going to be out today. So this is the time. If you are really disturbing your mom, this is the time. If you are really, creating havoc all around home, this is the time to like be as humble as possible. Personally, remember, you could just send a text on your phone and wait. I had disturbed my mom at some point. That is the time you're just rebellious. You want to do this, you want to go to parties, and she really can see that if you go to this type of a road, you are messing yourself up. So, of course, once more, big up to the moms out there, that moms, of course, and dads out there, you are doing a hectic job in making sure that your children do not get to go the wrong path. And waiting for those results, at some point I had to like humble myself, because I'm like, okay, if this is really going to be messed up, I'm going to get the whooping of the lifetime, because my mom used to swear almost all the time that wait until the results are out and I found out that you've written your own things. That is when you get to realize. But who is the good person I prayed to? My results came out nice and correct. So of course, to the candidates out there, yes, freak out. It's very much normal. No, I do not want to tell you that do not freak out. Freak out. It's very much normal. But then again, remember that whichever result you get, that is what you basically did get right. But that does not get to say that it is the end of you. I have really appreciated interacting with the family. We do have other shows coming a few minutes from now. But thank you so much. And let me say nashukuru sana for you guys are tuning in and getting to getting to watch the show. To those who might have missed the show, you can simply get to log onto www.blackoutfirenetwork.com, and you can get to watch these videos, you can get to like these videos, you can also get share these videos. And also, in terms of my parting shot, I believe it is high time that the Rwandan government gets to go to the rural places and get to interact with the Twa people and get to really know what these people need. Because at the end of the day, we are one people, and equality needs to be done. And also, these people were affected by the genocide. That is my parting shot. And I also want to appreciate Art Kids for providing this platform, because every day is indeed a learning experience for us. Let's get to jam to some more of to some more of let's get, of course, to jump to some Lex the Wolf, because I've been playing a lot of 254 music as we get to wind up the show. Muwe na siku njema, and thank you so much. My name is Calmie. This has been the Calmie African Diary Show. right here on the Black Hot Friday Talk Media for the 21st century. The title of the jam is, of course, Inhale by the one and only Lex the Wood.
The lessons in, I keep out on the deep to see, to infinity and beyond, beyond. In that trying to get my beyond, count my blessings and move on, beyond. Get that not to move on, really, to infinity and beyond, beyond. In that trying to get my beyond, count my blessings and move on, beyond. Get that not to like one year, and light it up. Inhale the good and exhale the bad. I'm gonna roll it up and light it up. Inhale the good and exhale the bad. I'm gonna roll it up and light it up. Inhale the good and exhale the bad. I'm gonna roll it up and light it up. Inhale the good and exhale the bad. Find over magic. You can be anything you dream. Just when the fears come on, you take them and you learn. And you can fly high and land above the stars. I remember like asking you want to be a star. You think you got only got to go far. Many men come and many men fall. So what you got that's different? Who do you think you are? I told you I'm a star. I told you I was blessed. I told you that I'm man, I'm born a rich star. I told you you could test. I told you you success. I told you we got all we need to go far. Pain on our chest, I feel like heavy stress. But maybe that's the push we need to go far. It's a marathon, not the race that we are racing. We got all we need to win, now we related. We're on the road.
Yes, Keith, we were winding up for the show. Keith, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We had already ended up, but go on. Give us your parting shots.
Has anybody seen? Oh my God, it is disturbing. We got to talk about it next show. I'm going to call in and talk about this. I'm going to call in on both these shows and talk about this nutty broad. Has anybody seen the pictures of Serena Williams bleaching her goddamn skin?
Yes.
It is disturbing.
Yes.
Oh my. Don't tell me white supremacy and propaganda is not real. These are the same people when she came out 20 years ago playing tennis, calling her ass a ape, calling her a monkey, throwing bananas on the day playing tennis. They would throw bananas out there on the court. And she still went to white people. And you don't tell me that racist daughters. No way you raise your daughters, know who they are. They go to white people, and then they end up bleaching their skin. She was old, bleaching her damn skin. She in her goddamn 40s now, bleaching her damn skin for that white man.
She really looks pathetic.
Crazy as hell. She looks terrible, Calmie. People said she took her picture down Instagram. She looks terrible. Look at this lady. Don't tell me your mind ain't messed up. Look at this. Oh my. Look at that.
Half baked from the oven.
She looks terrible, Calmie. Somebody said she like the lion from the. Somebody said you like the lion from the Lion King. Simba.
Yeah, I woke up to the news. I was like, Serena Williams, what on earth was she thinking? She wanted to trend. She would have done something else. And, even the way she's so masculine.
That's the self-hate, Calmie. And white people called her a man, called her being an African woman. It's crazy. Look at this lady. And she been with this bum-ass white dude. You got all the money, you dumb bitch. What the fuck is wrong with the mind? And black men were happy to go with you. Oh no, I gotta have my white man. It's the white people that called you a monkey, called you a goddamn man.
She messed up.
She messed up. Yeah, it's like when you do that, Calmie, there's no coming back. You can't unbleach yourself, Calmie. Ask little Kim crazy looking ass. That's the self-hate they got in their mind. Good,
yeah. I just hoped that it was a meme. I just hope that it was maybe an advert or something. But let's just wait and see, because this is work.
Somebody said it was making Cameron. That ain't makeup make it look like that. That'd be some fucked up makeup. That ain't makeup. That ain't makeup.
Because when she was black, she really looked she really looked good without all this bleaching and so on.
Yeah,
Now she looks
was
like
beautiful, but Cammy, that's what happened, Cammy. When your mind is messed up and you have self-hate that you have not dealt with, she called it for the society in America, she has self-hate. And playing tennis, people call her a monkey, call her a man, because she really hated to be African. You got a woman, you got an African face, you got an African woman's body, but that causes them to have self-hate. I told the woman's mind, somehow, us being out of power has destroyed the black woman's mind. A lot of black women's mind is destroyed from black people not being in power anymore. And so you got this other culture tell you that you're ugly and you don't have your father should have raised you not to think that you was ugly. Don't tell me this nigga taught his daughters, both his daughters are fucked up in the head. That he raised them to play tennis, but he didn't raise their mind right, but they knew who the hell they were. This woman looks crazy as cat shit.
Yes, she's going to ruin. Does she have a daughter or a son? Does she have a daughter or a son?
I think it's a daughter. The funny part about it, right? Since she doesn't know anything about white people, she talking about when she was pregnant, Cammy, she doesn't know that they smell different. You being pregnant, you know that now you have an heightened sense of smell, Cammy. You being pregnant, so you can smell things differently because you got a heightened sense of your senses are heightened because you're pregnant. While she was pregnant, she was talking about how bad her husband stunk. So he stinks. It smells funny because you were smelling the beast. Because you were smelling the beast in him, bitch. Go ahead.
Now she's here using. Yes, now she's here using products worth $900, for facial with her 1-year-old. She's really going to mess that kid up.
Well, messed up the kid thing, but she got. I think the kid is more. I haven't seen the kid. What is the kid more white looking or more black looking? If the kid is more black looking, she's gonna fuck the child's mind up. Man, kid's gonna be confused.
Actually, it's a daughter. It's a daughter.
What's the child look like?
She looks more of a mulatto. Maybe she didn't want to be the only black person in her family. She didn't want to be the only black person in her family, so she had to blend in.
And I'm glad people are clowning her on social media. She took it. I'm glad people are making her laugh and stop. Shit like that, you know. I told you when I said it years ago when she got married to. I said Serena and Venus and Serena's minds are fucked up. They're gonna love the people that hate their ass. It wasn't black people came throwing bananas out there calling them monkeys. That was white people. It wasn't black people calling their ass a man. It was white people. And so she still turned to the enemy. Tell you, man, white supremacy. Wow, I black woman's mind, man. Fucked up. The world is mental. But you don't mentally know yourself. Man, that's crazy. That's my party shot. So I'm gonna call in too. I gotta talk about this crazy broad. That process. Okay. Man, how's she gonna be if we got that? And let me say this real quick. Don't none of you bootlick Negroes try to use Serena Williams as a tribute or as an example for young black girls. She's done with that. I'm gonna make sure y'all don't use her as no damn implication for young black girls to follow. She's fucked up in the head.
pray that Lupita wants to do the same. For now, we are holding tightly
Oh
onto
my
Lupita
God, Lupita,
because she's the
please,
only one.
oh Lupita, Lupita's with that white man living in Brooklyn. Lupita's in
Ew.
Brooklyn with that white. Lupita's in Brooklyn with that white man. But I don't think she would do it because it'd destroy her movie career. It'll destroy
Yeah,
her. So that's her. Her face is her movie career. So
yeah, she's
and
fitting
you,
many black roles.
exactly. She can't. She getting black rose. She can't be a slave with bleach in her face.
Absolutely. Okay, Keith, we'll get.
All right, Cam.
Uh-huh.
Let's
All right.
go, family.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Kwaheri, thank you so much for
Go
tuning in.
ahead.
We'll get to talk more about that on the other show, and of course, we do have the other show coming just a few minutes from now. This is about to get heaty. Thank you so much for tuning in and keeping it at the Calmie African Diary Show right here on the Black Hot Fire Network.